YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, articles, and emails. These are all part of our larger marketing plan here at Foxy Home Staging. And in this episode, we're going to give you that marketing plan so you can implement it into your business. I'll do my best to strike a balance between going into depth into a lot of information versus not being too boring. So if you have questions after this video, please leave it in the comments. Before we jump in, it is important to recognize that every business will be dealing with a certain amount of staff and resources. Foxy has always been pro-marketing and aimed to get our name out there. And we are fortunate to have 3 full-time staff dedicated to keep the machine going. So if you only have the one person doing your marketing for you, or you're a business owner and you're trying to cram in a little bit of marketing at the end of each day after all of your other duties, you'll have to take what is applicable to you and figure out what will work best for you. I'll give you some recommendations on what I think is most important or beneficial for people in this situation during the video. Okay, now I'm not going to give you the whole marketing is important spiel in this video, but I will briefly mention that time and time again, we are told by clients or the people we meet on site for consultations that they found us through our social media or our website. So marketing works. Take my word for it. One of, if not the most important things to get right up front is your intent. Your job with marketing and creating content is to either be entertaining or informative. Are you making people laugh, cry, or feel emotions, i.e. entertaining them? Or are you being helpful, i.e. being informative? Do not go on social media just to promote yourself or to try to sell to your audience. There is a time and place for that, but the more you sell to your audience, the more you sell yourself, the less they are going to engage with your content. Every time you go to post something on social media, ask yourself, are you being entertaining or informative to your audience? If not, it's probably worth not posting. So our marketing plan has changed over the last couple of years due to the rise of vertical videos. So we're going to start there. We're seeing more platforms integrate vertical videos into their platforms. TikTok really kicked this off with Instagram and Facebook following with Reels, and YouTube with YouTube Shorts. If you only have a short amount of time and resources to dedicate to marketing, I'd say for 90% of people, vertical videos is the way to go. Now, it's not best practice, but the one exact same video you make can be posted to TikTok, to Instagram Reels, to Facebook Reels, and to YouTube Shorts. There are a lot of audiences for these types of videos, and still, for example, on YouTube Shorts, not as many creators. So you can still post a video and go quite viral there, get a lot of views. Not that going viral is the goal, but it is possible. Now, more is better. If you can only create 1 a day, that's great. If you can do 5 a day, even better. We brought Sean into the team about 6 or 7 months ago to create these types of videos.
Hi guys, I'm Sean and I create short form vertical content, which I post to TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube Shorts. I aim to make anywhere between 10 to 15 a week. For the type of videos that I make, I follow trends, I do property highlight videos, and I really try to showcase the team and team culture here at Foxy.
So how exactly do you go about creating these types of videos? Well, we've covered that in some previous videos, which I'll link to in the comments on the YouTube version. So if you're watching anywhere else, you'll find the links in YouTube. But if you're lost for ideas, just spend some time on TikTok or on YouTube Shorts or on Instagram Reels and look at what other businesses are doing. One tip is to use a free app called CapCut, which you can use to edit together videos on your phone, which will save you having to learn how to edit videos from your computer. So that is right now where I would be spending a lot of my marketing efforts for most businesses. If Jake and Phoebe turned around tomorrow and said we can hire a new person for the marketing team, if it was up to me, I'd be hiring someone to create more vertical videos. Now, I sort of jumped ahead there with the vertical videos, and the reason I did that is because as I said, if you've got limited resources, that's probably where to start. But now we're going to get into our marketing plan. And this is our marketing plan. Create pillar content, repurpose that into micro content, and that's it. Let me explain. Foxy TV is an example of pillar content. It's longer form videos that I've created every week, minus a few holidays, for over 4 years since I've been here at Foxy. Now, I go to a lot of effort to plan, film, and edit these videos, so just posting the episode to YouTube and YouTube alone seems like a waste. Only a small portion of our audience are on YouTube, so everyone else would miss it. That's where repurposing comes in. In this case, repurposing may look like taking that one YouTube video and creating 3 vertical videos for TikTok, Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels, and YouTube Shorts. So for example, example, you have a 10-minute Foxy TV episode. You choose the 3, 4, 5 most interesting little snippets from that episode and create reels or vertical videos from those segments. After that, I can create, say, 5 to 7 Instagram, Facebook stories out of the Foxy TV episode. And if I post one a day, that covers most of the week. The Foxy TV pillar content can then be taken and turned into a written article for our website. And Claire is our content writer. We'll get onto that more in a second. And also we will turn the vertical video. You can edit it in a way that it's a square video and post that to Facebook and Instagram. And if you want a real concrete example of this, watch our social media channels over the next week from when this video is posted, and you will see what I do. I'll create and post some vertical videos in the forms of TikTok and Reels over the week. I'll be posting stories. In a few weeks' time, I believe Claire is planning to write an article on our marketing plan. So again, it's taking that pillar content, one 5 to 10 minute video, and chopping it up in a way that it can be used across multiple channels in smaller bite-sized pieces. Now, I will touch on equipment a little bit more as we go and a bit later, but Foxy TV is and has always been filmed with just my iPhone as I'm recording right now. No fancy cameras required. Another example of a pillar content is a podcast. We have a weekly podcast, a short 15 to 20 minute episode where I ask Jake and Phoebe questions from our followers. We film this on an iPhone, same as Foxy TV, using a Zoom H1 audio recorder with 3 lav mics and quickly edit it together on the computer. Sean or myself will edit this using Premiere Pro on the computer, but there are plenty of other good free or relatively cheap editing software out there. We upload the video to a website called anchor.fm, which is free use, and it pushes it out to all the major podcasting platforms for you, does all the hard work for you. Now, podcasts are primarily an audio medium, but we create a video for our podcasts because one, Spotify have recently introduced videos into their platform, but two, having a video allows us to repurpose it for our whole marketing plan. And that's why you'll see clips from our podcast as a reel on Instagram or as a YouTube short. If you're not sure what to talk about on a podcast, well, copy us, Q&A, questions and answers from your audience. If you have an audience who are asking questions, make up the questions, at least to start with, until you build an audience and they will start asking questions. Another great idea for a podcast is to interview someone in your industry. For example, Jake is about to start a new podcast here where he chats to real estate agents. It's a great way to make new connections, but you better believe we will take the video and make a minimum of at least 3 vertical videos and post to other social media channels. Before we move on to written content, I wanted to touch on how we take a horizontal landscape video and turn it into a vertical video for TikTok, Reels, and YouTube Shorts. There is a bit of a learning curve here, but I wanted to touch on it in case someone was interested. As I mentioned, Sean and I use Premiere Pro to edit on our computer. We'll take the horizontal video and play around with the video to make it look good in a vertical format. Now, what looks good is subjective, and there are so many creative ways to make reels. You can just post a video with captions, or you can create headings or add images using a free service like Canva. As you can see here, we've created lots of different formats of reels, and we'll continue to do so. A good tip is to always use captions. Premiere Pro has a relatively new feature where it'll actually automatically create captions for you, which is nice. Now, I mentioned earlier that we have someone who writes articles for us, and that is Claire.
Hey, I'm Claire. I'm a new team member here at Foxy. My predominant role will be writing a blog post a week and a weekly email newsletter as well. I'm also helping looking into the LinkedIn strategy and the Facebook engagement as well.
While videos are definitely more popular on social media than the written word in 2023, articles and blogs definitely still have their place. For one, some people prefer to read to learn, but one of the biggest benefits is by publishing articles on our website. It keeps our website ranking high on Google when people are searching for us. So if you search for home staging in Brisbane right now, Foxy Home Staging probably will come up number 1 in the organic search. There are people who pay to be higher, but in the unpaid, in the organic searches, we will be number 1. And that is down to our website staying fresh, adding new articles each week. And there are some other best practices in ranking your website higher. I'm no expert, but I know writing articles, keeping your website up to date definitely cannot hurt. What to write about? Well, that's easy. For us, we have Foxy TV episodes we can base articles on. There's questions we receive via the podcast all of the time. We can write articles based on that, and just general trends around the industry. If if you're still struggling to come up with ideas, just think about what questions do you get asked by your customers or clients or potential clients regularly, and write an article based on that. We also send out a weekly email, which Claire puts together, which is really just a few short bullet points of things we have found interesting in the market or in the business from the last week that we think our audience may find interesting. Again, it's just another way to stay top of mind to clients and potential clients. We use MailChimp, which is a great email service. It's free up to a certain amount of email subscribers, and then you will need to start paying after that. So that in a nutshell is our marketing plan. A few more points though before we finish. Reply to every comment and message. We aren't perfect at this, particularly over the weekend. Some comments and messages do get missed, but you're going to all this effort to create content to get people to watch and engage, and then they're commenting. These are the people who are most engaged with your content. And if you don't reply, that's just, well, it's lazy, to be honest. And like I said, we're not perfect at it, but we try our best. You don't need fancy equipment. Don't let equipment stop you. As mentioned, I've been using my iPhone to film for the last 4 years while I've been working here at Foxy. Sean joined recently, and he does use his fancy camera every now and again, but he still uses his iPhone a lot as well. Just start with what you have and work from there. You can slowly start to add in equipment as you go. Instagram stories. I briefly touched on it earlier, but it forms a big part of our marketing at Foxy Home Staging. We aim to have a minimum of 5 stories up each day, all the time, apart from weekends. We do have a break over the weekends. Now on Instagram stories, we show behind the scenes of what's happening a lot. We use it as a way to ask questions of our audience, to engage our audience in different ways. And I like to think of it as a more informal medium to connect with your audience. Next up, images. Images still work on Instagram and Facebook. Phoebe aims to post one styling photo each day to Instagram and Facebook. These pictures are partnered with a really informative description and often get really good engagement. Experiment. This is for everyone, but if you're already doing a lot of what we covered here today in your business, the next step is definitely to experiment, both on platforms that you're already using, but also on new platforms. TikTok, for example, is a platform that always has new trends, and Sean is always experimenting with that. And Claire has just started to be more active on our LinkedIn page, and we have a Facebook group page where there's community there. So we're experimenting there, spending small amounts of time there. Now, I've most likely forgotten something in this video. Like I said at the top of the video, if you have questions, just leave them in the comments and I will get back to you. Thanks for watching.